Batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Here, ready to move out.
The purpose of our two previous encounters is now very clear to me. I do not intend to be distracted by another. Good night, Mr. Bond.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of commemoration,
Who's that, Mum?
whereby those important events of the past, usually associated with someone's death or the end of some awful bloody struggle, are celebrated with a nice holiday, I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that is sadly no longer remembered, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Let me think, just let me
I
think.
suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor Sutler.
Damn it!
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you. Your training, with our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy.
I'll never join you!
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage. Born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
We move south to find Navia.
Let Crixus and the other Gauls chase lost hope. Spartacus!
The decision's been made. We must stand as one. Or fall divided. A lesson hard learned. Shackle will be struck from every slave upon our path. We will see our numbers grow. And when they have become legion, we will face Glaber and the hordes of Rome again. And the gods shall weep for their suffering.
Good evening. A 1, a 2, a 3. Welcome to a rare special edition of the original Red Pill Show. Today is June 17th, 2015. The original Red Pill Show is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please use it at your own risk. The original Red Pill Show is copyrighted by me. No part of this podcast, whatever, voice over internet protocol, whatever it is, cannot be reused, rebroadcasted in any way, shape, or form without my written consent. Finally, the original Red Pill Show is opinionated. The host, especially callers, 815-209-9700, are opinionated, and so are people in the chat room. Therefore, opinions should never be taken as advice if you're seeking professional advice. We strongly encourage you to hire a license if required. Person out of college, it is our here, feel little Tommy. Hey, man. No. That's his name. I didn't load the rooster. Come on, hurry up. Go through there. MPQR. There he is. All right, man. There he is. Right. Oh! I know it's nighttime. You're not used to doing that at 8 o'clock and 8. What the hell time is it? This is an explicit program. 8:37 p.m. So what I'm going to do is call into the Red Pill Show. No, that's me. I'm going to call into the Proof Negative Show. Now, this is FreedomizerRadio.com, where I used to be a host Sunday night, and we're going to call because Proof asked me to. Sure he did. We're all just friends and neighbors here. And that's not the one I want to call. I want to call this one. So we're going to call in right now. See what's happening. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go.
Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
Yes.
In Pacific Daylight Time and 1:30 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Justice Club on Freedomizer Radio. Grab a snack, grab a latte, grab a friend, or grab a stranger. I've been on the front lines for 25 years, and I've been labeled as the crusader for equal rights by the media many times. So join my crusade on the Justice Club at Freedomizer Radio every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10:30 to noon Pacific Daylight Time and 1:30 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
My name is Sean Caron, and I would like to invite you, the spirit of the resistance, to join me on my weekly radio show, Awakening Liberty, right here on Freedomizer Radio. Awakening Liberty is a hard-hitting program that focuses on truth and restoring liberty by enlightening the people of this great land. It's about waking others up to the tyranny that this world faces by the New World Order, the ruling class elite, the central banks, and the Luciferian agenda. It's about depopulation, chemtrails, and geoengineering. It's about GMO foods, corporatism, fascism, vaccines, and medical industry fraud. It's about martial law, false flag terrorism, and the outright enslavement of humanity. This show is about you, your thoughts, your opinion, and your voice, your resistance. It's about what we can do when we share in our common humanity and exercise our God-given rights to be what humanity was meant to be, free and independent. Together we will take on the tough issues. We will cut through the lies, deception, and manipulation of the mainstream media and seek the truth, no matter how hard it is to find. We will prevail. You want rants? I'll give you rants. You want guests? I'll get guests. Join me weekly for Awakening Liberty, freeing one manipulated mind at a time, every Saturday at 6 p.m. Please join me, please support the show, and I look forward to talking to you.
Shalom, and praises to our Father. Now that the Ruach has revealed that we are in Babylon, it is important that we continue to keep seeking the Father's truth. The best way is to ask that the Ruach HaKodesh to lead us. And with that, let us reason together and listen to the Sound Doctrine Spiritual Ministry Fellowship Program right here on the Freedomizer Radio Network. Join host Betty Emmanuel, Asad Batiyah, and our researcher extraordinaire, Eman Prophet, every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, as we present the truth according to the set-apart scriptures. As always, stopping by is the occasional guest and set-apart music that honors Father Yah. You can also listen in to the show at 347-324-3704 or join us in our chat room at freedomizerradio.com. Stay in the will of the Father. Peace to your hearts and homes. Shalom.
Hello to everyone. Welcome back. Tara, we have a couple of callers here. We have Jason Lindgren joining us at the top of the hour. Cecilia has not arrived yet. She will be soon. We have a couple of callers. Larry the Trucker wants in, but before that, we're going to bring in Red Pill. Red Pill, welcome in. We haven't had you on the show in a while.
Hi.
Hello?
Hello again?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear the beep. Sorry. How are you?
Oh, I'm adequate. What about you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Working a lot of hours, but of course I hit Freedomizer Radio to see what's up with the Proof Negative show, and then you invite me to come on, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. We go way back.
We do.
So what's on your mind today? What topic would you like to hit?
Oh man, I don't. Geez, there's so many. The TPP and then what? The TAA and I don't know.
Yeah, if it's not an acronym, it's almost not even worth talking about anymore, right?
Yeah. How about the BSS one? Is that one or not? We can make it up.
I just don't understand how it's like all the various odd and end fringe groups are like the big thing right now, but if you're just a normal Christian, if you're a normal Christian male, then you're worthless now.
Well, it would be me, and I think you too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I already acknowledged myself as a black female.
Ooh, how's that?
I don't know. I just woke up and I decided that if anybody questions me, then that's who I am.
No, you must have an Obama phone.
Are you saying that because I'm black?
That's racist. That's racist.
It is. Saying you're black's racist? Wow. Okay. Why not?
Yeah, don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Yes, I'm Malaysian tonight. Yes.
Yeah, well, then
we're all feeling different, Red Pill.
And I'm Chinese, so we're all good.
There we go. Yes, join the party.
Sounds like a UN meeting.
I just don't understand, Red Pill. It's just that over the past, I don't even know when this started, but there's groups trying to get their rights that are people that were born with all their limbs and body parts, and they want to have the right to go to a doctor and tell them cut off my hearing because I was supposed to be born deaf and I was supposed to only have 2 fingers on my left hand. I just can't. I can't say that these are normal people, but a white Christian male is not normal.
Yeah. I don't know when the turning point was when this all happened. I mean, do you? It's almost like a bad dream, and I'm trying to figure out the day or the year that this all started where it's okay not to be okay, and then when you are okay, well, you're not okay because you got to be not okay to be accepted. Does that make any sense?
But it gets to the point where you have people that think they were supposed to be born a snake or a dog or a horse. I covered this yesterday. It's called transhuman.
Yeah, or a woman. You want to get into that?
Right. Well, I mean that's a little more normal, I guess. I'm talking about just the really wacko stuff. Like, was someone born and at the age of 5 they thought they were supposed to be a stick?
Well, you know, but you shouldn't judge. You're a Christian, and if somebody wants to be a snake or a stick or a dog or a woman, then that's their prerogative, proof, and it's none of your business.
I'm just embarrassed that we have to have conversations about this.
And it's perfectly fine if you're 70 and you're a male all your life and you want to become a female. What's wrong with that? As long as they're happy, what's the problem?
Well, if someone wants to have a sex change at age 65, I get that.
Real?
However, there's people that are having, they're in a lesbian relationship, and one of them has a boy, and at the age of 9, they're giving the kids hormone pills so that by age 11, they can have a sex change and be just like mommy and mommy.
Yes, have breast assistance going on.
No.
I just want to know at what point is this too much? I just don't think that you should be pushing this stuff on 8 and 9-year-old kids or 5 years old. Like Carol was saying, Fisher Price is coming out with an LGBTQ set of toys that you can buy your 5-year-old.
What are they?
Go ahead, Carol.
They have 300 corporations that want to agree with them and their lifestyle. So, of course, those are the corporations, I guess, maybe will make the toys, perhaps. But, you know, you got Fisher Price and everything toys. Fisher Price and Mattel, yeah. They're the two ones that they have other companies and corporations behind them. 300. They're so huge, you know, they're a bigger number than everybody else in the world.
Because they really care, or they just want to sell their stuff?
Well, sell their stuff, change your mind. They change your mind, they'll change your mind.
Man, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the whole plan. They want to feminize the men any way they can. Have you all wearing skirts.
You know, I really honestly can I say my rant on this, proof?
Yeah, have fun. I've been saying it for like 2 or 3 weeks now.
Well, here's my opinion. But first, before I get into this, when I got married 25 years ago, my best man and my best friend was gay. Okay, and I don't have a problem with it. I really honestly don't. As long as people are happy and they're not hurting anybody and they're not saying, well, you need to be gay too. And I think most people are respectful in that manner. You know, like religion. I'm a Christian, you're a Christian.
I agree.
Yeah. So, but, it seems like you crack the door open a little bit for that and go, okay, everybody's fine, everybody's cool. And I honestly am saying that, and I'm sincere when I'm saying that. But now you open the door a little bit more. Well, what about me? And then what about me? And then what about me? So I don't know. Could that have been the start of this whole thing? Well, you're doing it for them, and if you don't do it for me, then you're discriminating, and it's not fair, and it's racist, and you're a jerk. And I mean, have we gone too far with just saying, okay, you want to be a stick, Bobby, and you want to be a dog, and you want to be a kitty, and whatever, and then God forbid they get a surgery to be that way, and we're supposed to accept that and not judge them. I mean, I don't know.
They don't want to pay taxes.
Huh? What?
They don't want to pay taxes. They want to, one lady said if she will decide to be a cat, would she have to pay taxes anymore?
Well, my cat don't pay taxes. That's not a bad idea, actually.
Khalil?
I never thought of that one. Hey, you know what? Forget what I said. That's a good idea. I want to be a cat. Meow. How's that?
Yeah, my cats and my chihuahua never paid a day's taxes in their life.
Yeah, but can someone legitimately go to a doctor and sue a doctor because they refuse to put gills in your body instead of lungs?
No, I don't think it's going to be able to go that far. Because, that's where, they want to make them.
I don't know. We weren't allowed to read the Obamacare bill. You don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental. I want everybody to be happy, but it makes you wonder and think, where did that happen? When did this start?
Well, let me put this out there, and I don't know if all this stuff is a cover to get to the main agenda, but there are people that are starting to say that it's acceptable where pedophilia should be just classified as a sexual preference.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Boy.
And I'm just wondering if all these fringe groups are given acceptance just to make that more normal.
Right.
Okay, now.
It's like they're hiding behind a cloak of darkness or something.
Okay. I react with the stuff like that. I pray that doesn't happen. I may have to go to prison. So you don't have to just come around and get me to go to prison. You're going to have to put me in prison anyway. I told you how I reacted to one person. Oh, I could do this. Oh, no, I think they know that, too. No, I don't think nobody will.
Well, I've covered the articles. There is a group of people that want to come out of the shadows and not get arrested for their what they say is a sexual preference. But my main issue is that they're not consenting adults. And I just don't think that it's fair for someone to just take away someone's childhood at the age of 9 just for somebody's sexual preference.
Yeah, but whose child is taking on mental list? This is what I want to know.
That's what I'm talking. It doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, wait. May it be Satan's children. They live in
See, all this stuff, and I think we briefly talked about this. The more I hear about this stuff, the more I'm fully believe that Satan, as we know it, is living on this earth somewhere, because all this stuff can't just come out of the woodwork within a 6-month time frame, or less.
No.
Yeah, he has wickedness in high place and his rulers of the darkness, of course. Of course. Their spirit, looking for one great body, one empty mind that will accept them, and there you go. There you go. You have roaming on this land, and you have people that don't want, they worry about what people are going to think of them, so they allow these people to do this kind of stuff until it gets too bad, and somebody snatches their kids, and now it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a problem.
And let me just give a shout out to Larry, because I know that he's there listening.
Hi, Larry.
I want to bring Larry in after my guest, unless my guest doesn't show up. Cecilia's not here yet either, and I want to make sure that Cecilia and Larry can talk as well. So, Larry, I'm kind of saving you for later. I'm just letting him know in case his battery's running low or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, proof. Let me say this, and Larry.
So, Redfield, do you think I'm crazy for thinking that that Satan is out there now as we speak? There's even a show coming out on Fox this fall called Lucifer, and they're going to show how funny and smart and likable that Lucifer is.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're crazy. I think you're right on the money. It's exactly what's going on.
Since when do we have a pope saying that 6 billion people with a B need to die so that the earth can persevere?
He said that? When did he say that? Really?
It was on the Drudge Report yesterday. We covered it.
Oh, I missed it. I've been working so much. I hadn't even been reading Drudge.
Oh, that's all right. If you look it up, just look up the key. If you look up the key word, I don't think I have the article saved right now. I got a bunch of other stuff But yeah, he said fully that in order to preserve the Earth, 6 billion people need to pass on.
Starting with all the Catholics, hopefully?
Which would put us in the basically close to that Georgia Guidestone range.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, I've been thinking a lot about what you said and about what's going on. And I know are you familiar with the exact terms of the stages of the fall of society? Have you ever heard that?
No. No, I have not.
Look it up on the internet, but supposedly we're in a stage of apathy, and then right after that's a stage of dependence, which makes perfect sense. And
so does this have anything to do with the Mayan calendar? Because I read that, before all that stuff, and people said it didn't work and all that, but to me it didn't necessarily mean that the Earth had to die that day or everybody needed to die. I just think it was a new chapter of life. So I know what you're talking about. To me, it's just a different name.
Yeah, I don't know about the Mayan.
But yeah, we're supposed to be in like the Age of Sorrows is what it's called.
George Soros, really? I don't know. Okay.
No, not Soros. The Age of Sorrows. Sorrows.
Oh, well.
Sorry, the last time I talked to you was before I had Bell's palsy, and I'm just getting over it.
Yeah, no, I heard. Oh, you're getting over it? Great. I saw that in the chat room that you said you had it. So, a while ago.
So sometimes my pronunciations might be a little off for now. I was hoping I didn't know if you were joking or serious, so
No.
I was just trying to clarify in case I wasn't coming out right.
No, I'm in a joking mood because usually when I come on, I'm too serious, and even when I don't know when I did my show how serious it came across, but I'm at the point now that you go through these stages of denial and then anger and then dealing with it and then at peace. And as corny as it sounds, I'm at peace with this. I think you are, but that doesn't mean I agree with it. And it doesn't mean apathy. And I don't know about the Mayan calendar and what you're saying in the stage of sorrow or whatever, but I really think we're all in a stage of apathy because we just go, whatever, I got a job, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, everything's fine, I don't really care. If somebody wants to be, again, a female or a male or gay or, a pedophile or whatever, it's like I don't really care. Yeah, and what is that? Sick of being a chump talk. Mario's talking about Planet X. And it goes into that too, but what after that happened, because believe me, I was really fixated on that. And when that didn't happen, I'm like, okay, so what else isn't going to happen? But getting back to this, I really, truly think for me, and I find myself doing it too, it's like I've been told to pick my battles and then win the war, which is good advice, but I find myself picking more battles, or less battles, I should say, less battles to fight when things that really strike a nerve with me or I care about. But then if you start talking about it, then you're labeled by somebody that, you're a racist, you're a terrorist, you're a jerk.
I know.
And you can't say it. And what you're talking about now, I try to put it into perspective, and I try to go back in a time machine. And in the 70s, I was a kid, and I'm like, man, if I heard what you just said when I was 10, 15 years old, I mean, right now you're at the spear, as it is the tip of the spear with Freedomizer Radio and everything like that, trying to wake people up. But if I would have heard that when I was 10, 15 years old, I'd be like, what in the hell is he talking about? This guy is really off the deep end here. And you're bringing up things that are really happening in society. And that really scares the hell out of me. And I really think people are just going, whatever, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I'm not that way. Who cares?
Well, let's put it this way, though. You have people out there saying they're defending Rachel Dolezal by saying that if she wants to be black, then she's done more for the black community than Clarence Thomas ever did.
Yeah. Who's that? I don't even know who that is.
Who's Rachel Dolezal?
Yeah.
She's the one in Spokane that said she was black and she wasn't.
Really? Does she have a mirror?
her parents outed her, and they were on the Today Show.
How old is
But
she?
she was the head of the Spokane chapter of the NAACP.
Oh, okay. How old is she?
I have no idea. I never looked.
Is she a minor or?
No, she's actually a teacher as well at
okay.
Eastern Washington University, but she's the head of the NAACP in Spokane, Washington, or was the head until yesterday when she resigned.
Yeah, it's a good idea. What was she teaching?
I heard it, and I don't remember off the top of my head. I kind of let that go.
That'd be really interesting. Huh. Hope it's not family values or psychology, sociology. What does she do? Start her class and go, my name is Mrs. Whatever, and I'm black?
Yeah, I guess she's done a good job for the community. She went up the ranks and became head of the local chapter.
Wow. Oh, good. There's a link up here. Thank you. Check that out. Okay. No, her hair looks like it, but she don't. That's really weird. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But does it really matter? Why?
No, if she did that much good work for the community, I don't have a problem with her. But the thing is about the lying and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, delusion. She's a little.
But then again, you have people in that community by saying, I don't care how much good you think you could do for me, because of your skin color, you can't do anything for me.
Right.
There are tons of people that think that way. She could be the next Martin Luther King, and people will still treat her like total garbage because of her skin color.
Because she's white. Or whatever she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Well, I don't think you have to be any certain color to preach peace and be a man of God or a woman of God, and your skin tone should have nothing to do with it. I don't know, man. I really can't figure this out. Like you said, Satan's running around. I don't know why anybody in God's name would say they're black when they're obviously white here. Because
but then you have these people that are saying, well, yeah, she wants to be black and claim all the benefits, but she's not accepting the burden of being black, which I don't understand. To me, I never look at there being a privilege or a burden.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just people. I mean, Cheryl and I could apply for the same job. I might get some of the jobs, and she might get some of the jobs. Yeah. It has nothing to me. I think our generation has at least looked past this. I just don't believe that millennials or people my age even look at race like that anymore. To me, that's just old.
Well, we're not supposed to. And it's not right anyway.
Carol, if you want to give your opinion here, go ahead.
Yeah, please do.
If you're not black, then you're not going to understand. All the stuff you're saying you don't understand, you won't understand it because you're not black.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you wouldn't volunteer to be a black man, honey. Mm-hmm. No, because you know black men go to jail. You know they go to prison. Some of them go for nothing, for no reason. They get shot and killed, too, for no reason. So, no, you can't understand unless you're black. So
don't forget, we have white radio show hosts here on Freedomizer that get arrested because they made a wrong turn also.
Absolutely, yes.
But
it was more of us wanting to be like you all than for, I don't understand her problem. Where she feel like black women don't go to jail enough.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is I could be black and just profess 7 days a week, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, I don't know the reason for it. For her to even go in there, so I know. I'm done talking about her. I don't even like females when I talk about them like that, so I'm done with her. So done.
Well, we also, while you were out, Red Pill, we did talk about the Obama wants to create gender-neutral restrooms and phase out men's and women's rooms
He does.
to make it fair for everybody.
Fair to go to the bathroom? Really?
Yeah, I guess there's people legitimately that are saying that they're oppressed because they want to use the other restroom.
Why? Because you want to sit down instead of stand up? I don't understand that. Could you go to the bathroom with a woman standing next? Well, I don't know how they would do that. But could you go to the bathroom with a woman in the bathroom? Proof. I mean, I have a hard enough time peeing when a guy's standing next to me. I mean, I can't even comprehend that. And then the other way around. Why would I want to go when I walk in the women's bathroom on accident? I feel like 2 inches tall and like, holy cow! I hope nobody saw that. And I get out of there like in 2 seconds. So you're telling me that men want to go in there willingly? And well, where's the urinal? Well, I don't. I want to sit down and pee.
Oh, the women would walk past the urinal and go to the
right.
And go sit down.
But a guy going in the woman's one. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, not if there's just one restroom. That's the goal. And
I get
to the
it.
point where they're discussing if they can't get a gender. The only restrooms that are acceptable will be gender neutral, and if they don't get it together, then they lose federal school funds.
Well,
as an example.
Yeah, well, I guess you lose them. But I wouldn't want to be around a woman unless a man when I got to do my business in a bathroom. That's just ridiculous. That makes no sense. I don't get how it's not fair.
Well, I guess at this rate, though, if we all can go in the women's rooms, and there's a gender-neutral restroom, and people can watch each other. Occasionally, you're going to see things. So, does this mean that we can get rid of nudity laws now?
Well, yeah. Where do you stop? Like I said earlier, where does it end? And then, well, it's not fair. I want to wear a dress, and you're a guy. If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not judging you, but like I said, it's the apathy stuff. Where's our sexual identities? You know, and it goes into the family and mom and dad and kids.
Well, and just think too now that if you have someone that just randomly wants to flash his, as they might call it, junk, although I call mine pure silver, and a woman calls the police and said, "Hey, I saw someone's junk in the restroom," and they're going to answer, "Well, you're in the restroom. You should expect to see it."
Yeah, right.
And then they're going to have to try to explain themselves, and it's probably not going to work.
No. I don't know. It baffles my mind. It makes a good radio show, though. But I can't figure it out.
All right. I've just been told that Jason's going to join us at 7:30, which is in 20 minutes.
Cool.
Larry's here. I may as well go to him, I guess. Larry, I don't know when the last time was you talked to Red Pill.
Long time since last time he had a show and I had a show.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
it's been a while.
It's been a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
How you doing, Red?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, same old. Still driving.
Yeah, I'm catching Red Pill up to speed on a lot of this equality stuff.
Yeah, I was listening, and we're not supposed to cast judgment as in condemning someone to hell or heaven, but we are supposed to have discernment between right and wrong.
Oh.
And as Christians, we know what's right and wrong because the Bible tells us, God tells us, Yeshua tells us, Yahweh gave us laws to go by. I'm not talking about the Talmud and the Pharisees' laws. I'm talking, Babylonian garbage. I'm talking about the Torah. But our country was founded based on Christian morals, and contrary to what some recently I've been in a debate about this with some people that seem hell bent on seeing this country destroyed. But the country was, whether they like it or not, based on Christian morals and principles. And the minute we opened the door and said, well, it's okay. Just don't bother me with your homosexuality. It's okay. Don't bother me with your swinging lifestyle. It's okay. Don't bother me if you want to go and be a prostitute. And it's, it just goes on and on. And the minute you open the door to that, you start losing your base fundamental principles and morals. And the Founding Fathers, in their writings, and I'm going to paraphrase, but they basically said, a nation without good moral structure will fall. And Red, you're right. And people have become apathetic.
Yeah.
And live and let live and all this other stuff instead of going by, what does the Bible say? What does God say? He says, don't do it. Don't tolerate it in your society. And he reiterated that as Yeshua. He told us, gave us a list in Matthew quite plainly. Sexual immoral will not be allowed in heaven. Idolaters, fornicators, so on and so forth. Paul, in his writings, said you don't tolerate it in church. You witness to people, and if they don't listen, and they don't want to have anything to do with what you're trying to tell them about salvation through Yeshua, then you wipe the dust of their house off your feet and have nothing more to do with it. If you know that a church member is being this way, you witness to them. If they don't listen, you take 2 witnesses to them. If they don't listen, you take them before the church. And if they still don't listen, you kick them out of the church. Now, you hope that they repent. And if they do repent, you take them back.
Right.
But you don't take them back until they do repent. And that's where we've gone wrong. Because it used to be in society, you were shunned from a village or a town. Okay, and we don't do that anymore. And I know it sounds archaic and primitive and all this other stuff, old-fashioned, all these other cliche terms to justify immoral behavior. And that's the problem. We allow people to justify their immoral behavior through cliche terms of name calling. All right? And this started back in the 1800s. This really isn't new. And, you just have to call a spade. Thomas Jefferson called Hamilton a lot of things. Aaron Burr and Hamilton had a really bad time because Hamilton was one of these oligarchs. He wanted to have a unchristian rule over people. Now, Burr had his own reasons for wanting certain things, but I won't go there on that. He wasn't a saint either. But, like I said, though, this isn't anything new. We've had problems for a long time. But the problem is, once upon a time in this country, we'd call a spade and call them out on it. And, take care of business. We wouldn't tolerate it in our communities. Now we do. And now people are like, well, what's caused this? Why do we have so much of a problem? Because we've grown to become a society of tolerance towards immoral behavior. That's what caused the problem. Look at, if you posted at your Facebook page, that stupid homosexual pride parade, I refuse to call them gay. They're not gay. They're homosexuals. That's another problem. They hijacked a term that used to mean you're happy. Okay? They're not gay. They're homosexual. Call a spade. Am I being politically correct? No. You know what? Tough. Just don't like it. To those out there listening, sorry, but anybody that knows me knows my attitude. But, I didn't really call to do a rant. At the same time, I start getting started here, and it's like, people wonder, well, what's wrong? How did we get here? Well, this is how we got here. We tolerated immorality. And that's it in a nutshell. And where do you stop tolerating it? A long time ago when this issue came up about homosexuals wanting to adopt children, I knew, and I told people, you watch. They'll brainwash little kids. Oh, no, they won't. Kids will grow up perfectly normal. What the hell do you call normal? A little 8-year-old?
I just don't think giving 9-year-old boys hormone medication so they can have a sex change like their mommy and mommy at 11 is normal.
Well, look at that stupid homosexual pride parade. That little boy doing queer-ass crap right there in broad daylight and everybody cheering him on. He's faking humping on the street. Disgusting. And those wackos see nothing wrong with it. They're not wackos, they're degenerates. Immoral degenerates. And I'm a homophobe because I think they're wrong? No. Homophobe means I'm afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them. The Lord God, the Most High God, whose name is holy, said it is an abomination unto the Lord. And
well, we are in abomination right now.
Yeah, that too. I didn't say abomination. I said abomination with an A, but that's all right. But, until you can go create universes and galaxies and planets and suns and life with a thought, you really can't go telling God what to do or what's right and wrong. And
yeah, but if you remember, the Vag says that Christians need to acknowledge the fact that they need to change their stance and think abortions are okay.
Does that include post-birth abortion?
I guess as long as the liberals decide it, I guess liberals must think that they can tell the man upstairs what to do. By the way, I wanted to open up a couple of microphones here since our guest will be on in a little bit. Cecilia's with us. She gets carte blanche here since she's my Wednesday co-host.
Hi.
Hello.
And I wanted to get to Critic if I could, because we only have a few minutes before our guest gets in.
Hey, Critic. Hey, on that post-birth abortion, can we go ahead and just start with, Hillary Rotten Clinton and Pelosi and Boner and Harry Reid and a whole bunch of people in Washington, D.C. and the Beltway? That would be a good start for this post-birth. Oh, and Rosie O'Donnell. Sorry, I have to include her on post-birth abortion.
All right, well, let's give Critic a chance here to say his piece here. Welcome in, Critic. It's a pleasure having you.
Yeah, you said something about when you were talking about the gay thing. I don't know if you saw this. This came out last month, but it turned out a lot of those studies that they did, these so-called university studies about the people that were changing. I think that they did like a study, something about the people that voted originally on the no on the original prop out there in California or something like that. It turned out a lot of those studies were fake to get the results that they wanted. And you can go and Google that term about, attitudes about gay relationships. The studies about that were fake. And then there's also some information that's coming out about this whole tribe that the LGBT community has come out about people being born with a gay gene, that's turning out to be false, that there is no such thing as a gay gene.
It was fake. It was junk science. It's garbage. It's not even real.
Oh, I'll put it this way. I don't know. I'm assuming it might happen. But out of all the gay community, I would say that probably happens less than 10% of the time. I just don't think that everybody out there was born that way. I think a lot of it is influence.
Yeah. Well, that's what they were saying. A lot of it has to do with the influence in your environment and stuff like that, and not its so-called claim that you were born that way, like. They try to say, well, if you were born black or color or something like that.
Some of it could be environment. Look at BPA and some of these other chemicals in the environment. Yeah. Now that can have an influence, because that does, and fluoride falls into this category as well, that does mutate and mess up DNA.
Well, when they say
that being said, that can also be repaired too through epigenetics. So it's not necessarily an end-all, be-all conclusion.
And by the way, I hope you guys like the picture I just put in the chat room.
Yeah, that's a cat.
I can't look until later. I'll look later.
Sexual. They were talking about more about molestation and stuff like that, and what you were exposed to as far as sexual stuff was concerned when they talk about environment, not necessarily chemical.
Right. Well, if two homosexual people adopt a child that before they adopted it acted normal and healthy, okay, and then after they adopted it, it started going towards the other spectrum, so to speak, towards an immoral ideology, then that's not genetic. That's behavioral. That's brainwashing. That's like Bradley Manning. He went in as a man, and then while in captivity, decided he was a woman. I'm sure that, powers that be tweaked his brain, messed him up. Do what, critic?
Well, look at what happens when, out of that scenario, if that child decides that they're going to become straight and they're not accepting that they're homosexual parents. There's been a lot of articles. In fact, I think ABC read an article out of one of those journals one time about a straight kid that was raised by homosexual parents and the torment that he went through and stuff, and how basically was isolated from his family in a sense. So, they're not so accepting and tolerant, and which is what I've always kind of said.
Yeah.
Hey, Red Bill, you want to get in on this?
No, that's fine. I'm listening to both these gentlemen's opinions, and it's making me think. So, I'm good.
Okay. Go ahead, Cecilia.
I mean, I know everyone's opinion is different about, homosexuality and everything, but, honestly, as far as, I know some people are like, oh, you've got two parents of the same sex raising a child. I'm not going to say I would disagree with it necessarily, because it doesn't, just because a child is raised in a home like that doesn't mean they're going to be gay, that.
Well, no, that's, no, and you're absolutely right, Cecilia, but I covered an article last week about a lesbian couple they adopted a boy, and they're giving him hormone pills so that he's 8.5. By age 11, he's going to have a sex change.
See, and why do they do that? Is this child? I mean, what was the child's stance on this? Is what I want to know.
He's not allowed to have an opinion.
That I have, but according to the European Union, and now it'll be the gospel here, whatever the kid wants, the parent is not allowed to interfere with the child's identity.
So, I mean, is the child dressing? It's a little boy, you said?
Yeah, it's dressing like Pat from Saturday Night Live right now. So in a couple of years, it'll transition over. And by the way, I know Miley Cyrus is in the news now because she came out.
Oh my God, that was an article I wanted to cover last week.
And she's hanging out with somebody that says they're agender, which means that they don't associate as a boy or a girl, and they can go either direction. And
oh my God,
I guess not interested in sex, allegedly.
No, yeah, this is an article I wanted to cover last week, is Miley saying that she doesn't, associate herself with being a guy or a girl. She's just saying that, I'm just this. I am guy and girl at the same time, basically. No, she's not. You're a woman, you have a V, you have a boobs, you just because your hair is short doesn't make you a boy. Like, you're a female. Like, you are a female. Stop tricking your head into thinking that. And, like, what I think is proof, because a lot of these artists are the ones that influence large amounts of people. I'm telling you right now, and you guys already know this, but I'm telling you for a fact that when these types of things happen, that's because somebody is getting more money. Somebody is being paid off, because they tell you, if you sign a contract, you are owned by them. Because only to a certain extent, but a lot of these contracts make it to where they say, you have to do what we tell you. If we tell you to go over there and do this and act like this, then you have to, because that's part of the contract. A lot of these people out there pretend to be something that they're not on purpose, because it's going to sell, because they're told by their leaders to do it. And then the person isn't going to be saying no to it because they're already part of it, and they would rather earn the amount of whatever it is, attention, money, fame, contacts, or whatever it is, just so that they can, they'll do whatever they tell them to do. It's the way it works. It's the reality of the situation. This has been going on for a long time. This has been going on for decades now, a few decades, especially in the entertainment industry.
I don't think it's a matter of somebody making her at gunpoint doing this.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Well,
if someone's offering you money,
they say, well, we're not going to promote your album, and we're not going to give you tour money.
Exactly.
Well,
if somebody
they tried to pull that stuff with Kelly Clarkson a few years back, where they told her, because she came out and supported Ron Paul, that they told her, look, your next album, we're not supporting you, and she ended up having a hit album and one or two songs that hit the top 10, but it wasn't like any of her other big hits.
I'm telling you, this is how it is.
They try.
No, I experienced.
I understand, Cecilia, but in Miley Cyrus's case, though, I think she is quite willing without having her arm twisted.
No, I'm not saying she ever gets her arm twisted. If you're getting offered tons of money, nobody's twisting your arm. Like, you're not going to twist. Nobody is twisting that girl's arm. She's a free spirit. That's how she is.
Right.
Nobody is twisting her arm. This girl is being offered thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that are going to be worth millions of dollars here shortly.
You could offer me millions of dollars, and I wouldn't do garbage like that.
Right. But you know what?
So it's not a matter of just money. Okay.
No, these people do not see how they affect other people because they don't care. They only see how it's going to affect them right now. Like, oh, if I have this much money, then I get this. If I get this much fame, this is how much time in history I will have. Like, that's how it works. Like, I'm telling you, like, you sign contracts.
Cecilia, who else, when they're 19 years old, can have a tour where she can move her G-string so she can put her finger in a certain spot and show the whole concert doing that, and then CBS or whoever it was puts her on a Saturday night special where they show her concert like it's a surprise.
Yeah, no, it's all a pretend. It's all a joke. It's all a staged performance. And they're going to realize soon that resonance is not going to last very long. It's already reaching.
No, you don't get it. It's
Saturday.
not pretend. It's a bringing upon the world the ancient Babylonian religion in a modern context and using it like, oh, it's make-believe, but it's not
Everything in this world parallels. Everything in this world parallels. There are points in time that parallel the points in time in the past, always.
Yeah, it's like
it's very satanic, but you have people that are willing participants in this because either they think the money is good or they think the purpose is cool, or perhaps both.
Exactly.
So, Red Pill, let me bring Red Pill into this.
Yeah.
I have to say, back in the old days, we'll say 30, 40 years ago, I don't think ZZ Top was ever offered to do this kind of stuff on stage.
No, absolutely not.
I think this probably came through with maybe Madonna.
Yeah, I would say definitely Madonna was one of the first, but you wouldn't see Deep Purple or Pat Benatar or anything like that try and do some of this stuff.
No.
No, it wouldn't have flown back then. It wouldn't have worked. They couldn't have gotten away with it.
You know who it started with is Boy George.
Well, I'll take that back. Maybe I would say maybe Michael Jackson, about the time of the Thriller album.
Yeah, he kept grabbing his crotch.
Yeah.
I miss Michael.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they set him up with little boys, and regardless of whether he was into them or not,
Yeah.
For all we know, he could have just been a big kid that just liked having boys around because he never had a childhood. He was on tour.
Honestly,
we don't know.
true.
We can't ask the
He
man.
never had a
I
childhood.
guess I'm
He
trying
never had a
to
real
I'm trying to
childhood.
be even here.
No, seriously, he never had a real childhood. If you don't ever have a real childhood, you're always going to desire that, and you're always going to desire that other little kids have a real childhood too. I really
but he
feel
did some
that
things
Michael
that were
Jackson
pretty whacked
had
out.
a heart. I really feel that Michael Jackson had a full heart of love. I'm not even kidding you. And I'm not.
Twice, though. That's the problem. I mean, you got too many people who should have said no to him. This is not proper. When he went through that in the early 90s when that stuff was exposed and stuff, that would have been the time I would have walked away. But then, then it resurfaces again 10 years later. It's like, okay, somebody along the line should have been telling you that, no, that's not proper for a middle-aged man to be carrying on like that. Yeah.
Plus, he was giving the little kid wine and calling it Jesus juice. Please, seriously?
A lot of people get set up. A lot of people get set up when you don't do what you're told. A lot of people get set up.
Some cheerleader. They prosecuted an NFL cheerleader chick that was the oldest cheerleader in NFL history for giving a young teenager oral sex. She's going to prison, possibly. Okay, she took a plea bargain, so she might get probation. All right, and I forget. I think it was the father that found out and went after her butt for it. But the boy himself, he's not, but yet they let people like Nambla and Michael Jackson slide. Come on, are we being hypocrites here? I mean, really, we went after Mary Kay Letourneau for being with a younger boy that really she shouldn't have been, and slam her in prison, and give Michael Jackson the okay, and give Nambla the okay, and give a bunch of lesbians that adopt a little boy and make him do weird crap on broad daylight in the public okay.
Yeah, that's honestly.
You don't see a problem here, Cecilia?
Because look, when a child is that young, your brain is not fully developed, and you're still trying to figure yourself out. Heck, when you're a teenager, you're still trying to figure yourself out. Oh my God! But when you turn 18, you're trying to figure yourself out. Oh my God! But then when you're 25 or 26, then you're like, okay, my brain is starting to solidify into its form, but I'm still trying to figure things out.
Yeah, about 28 to 32 is usually roughly where people finally mature.
I don't know.
Sometimes.
I'm 50.
Sometimes people never do.
I'm 50, and I'm still trying to figure myself out.
Red, you're still a kid at heart. So you're lost, Red.
No, there's nothing wrong with being a kid at heart. It's
Cecilia,
just a matter of taking responsibility, right?
Cecilia, Red, and I have known each other for a long time. It was a joke.
Yeah.
No. I know it's a joke. Trust me, I know it's a joke. I'm just feeling very passionate right now because seriously, I'm just so fed up with all of the BS that's going on in the world.
Cecilia, it's an order. Laugh. You're too serious. Okay.
I always laugh. I was having such a good time with my friend Irene a little while ago, and we were trying to get over here to her house so I could get on the show. Yeah, it was an adventure. I love it. But no, in reality,
I'm not going to believe you unless you say ha ha ha. Say ha ha ha.
Nice.
Well, okay. Is always used.
I've got some wine. Come on now.
But those who are so willing to sell themselves out, they need to look at some of the people that we just mentioned and to see how they ended up to decide is this what we really want to give ourselves up to, and if they're really going to be happy and fulfilled with all the bobbles and bangles that they can get. So, consciously, yeah, they have to make a choice as to what they're doing. So, I'm sorry. We do know that the arts have, they've always influenced, Hollywood and stuff have always influenced their entertainers to a certain extent. But, to a certain extent, do you want to be a megastar or do you want to act or sing? Because you can act or sing anywhere. You get yourself together. You may not be a superstar selling millions of albums or something like that, but you can have a working career as a singer. Yep. Be a legend, and perform anywhere, like the legends that came up back in the day or whatever. But, if you want to sell yourself off for superstardom and turn yourself into an Illuminati whore and whoremongers, and doing all this stuff, well,
Well,
hey.
let me back up Critic here, case in point, and then my guest is ready, Jason Lindgren, so I'm going to clear the board here momentarily and then take a break and bring him in fresh. But look at someone like Debbie Gibson, for example, back 30 years ago almost. She played guitar and piano. She was 15 years old with #1 hit songs, and they try to anoint her with Illuminati stuff. She says no, and her albums no longer sell. And she was able to have a decent career going on Broadway and things like that, and then obviously doing 80s retro type stuff, but it's like she had her 2-3 years, and then that's it. She doesn't want to play ball their way, and her parents didn't like that type of lifestyle, so out she is.
Wow. That's how they get you. They dangle bait in front of you, and when you bite onto it, and they think they have you hooked, then they say, now this is what we want you to do. And if you say no, your career is finished. And
exactly, that's what
where,
I'm saying.
Well, Cecilia, hold on. That's where your moral compass comes in. You know the difference between right and wrong, okay? And if you accept their way of Satan or satanic ways, then your moral compass just got sold out. And you
they only approach you after you're a serious candidate, I guess, to be part of that clique. Because there's no guarantee anybody makes it, but once you have a hit song or two and you gain their notice and you're a young kid, they figure they can try to take advantage of you. Look at how whacked out Justin Bieber is. And we're going to get more into this here after my break. I'm going to bring this up with Jason as well as some other topics he can get into. He just released a new album as well, so I'm going to play a song eventually of his. And you're going to hear a lot more of Jason around here in the future, it sounds like. So,
cool.
I wanted to make sure, Critic, I didn't give you enough time, I think, here tonight. But if you want to call back in an hour, I'll definitely pick up the line here.
Yeah, I'll be listening in.
Okay. Because I feel bad when people don't get their alone time. I just know that people call in and they want to be part of the show and be one-on-one with my co-host here and not be part of a group. So I get it, and if you want to call back in, I'll go to you later. But I got to get this break in and bring on Jason Lindgren here. Thank you, Red Pill. Thank you, Larry.
Sure.
Thank you, Critic. And
Peace out,
like
everybody.
I said, I'll open things up in about an hour if you're interested.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Red Pill. Take care, bro.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great night. Okay, so that was just having a little fun on the Red Pill, or not the Red Pill, the Proof Negative show on freedomizerradio.com. And now that's 70 minutes, and it turned into a roundtable discussion, which I like more listening than commenting on that. And plus, you start, in my opinion, start talking over people, which was kind of happening. But that's where I learn, too, is just by listening and go, that's a good point. And I really don't have a comment on it because it's not my show. And I don't want to steer it into a direction that I want to go, which I've learned to do. But anyway, that was fun, and I call in a Proof once in a great while. and enjoyed it. So I hope you did too. And until next time, where is my little outro? Because, see, I like having more fun too. It gets pretty serious and heated and whatever. I just want to do that, at this point. I just want to have fun. I want to have fun and play with my sound effect. And I don't really care to a point, I guess. There's my apathy on some things and people's choices. But Larry made some good points, though. Falling from our moral compass and depending on what you believe in and the Ten Commandments and being a Christian and whatever. I mean, it's good. Discernment over judgment, and it's going to make me think. It really is. So anyway, but with that said, to each his own. And I'm going to go night-night because I have to go to work tomorrow. So thanks for listening to me. God bless everyone, and have a great night. You have been listening to The Red Pill Show.